in the dog. Well, speaking of Father's Day and just man, people learning valuable lessons, man. Tank had to teach the world another lesson. Tank talk, man. Saturday night, Gervontae Tank Davis went up against Frank the Ghost Martin. And if you watch in the red corner, you know why I'm saying nicknames. Telling y'all, because some of them names, boy. Whew. But Gervontae Davis, man, ended it 8th round. Uppercut, left, knockout, night. So, of course, we got to react to it, man. So, fellas, I mean, I know you all probably seen it. You seen the highlights. I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere now. And even some people don't release the Devin Haney sparring. That's how good the fight was. What was y'all take on that fight?
All right, I'll go first on this one. Now, the good thing about it, first of all, shout out to Tank, man. You know, I haven't had a fight over a year, you know, and looked like he didn't miss a beat. You know, he looked the same and everything. And one thing about Tank, y'all know his mentor, Floyd Mayweather. When you watch Floyd Mayweather, he's more of a type boxer that will, you know, get into the fight early and then win the rounds in the second half of the fight. That's how Floyd is. Like the second half of the fight is more of him just like winning the rounds. Tank is kind of different. Tank, he's more conservative early. Frank Martin in this fight, I mean, a lot of people hyped him up, which is, you know, rightfully so. He's a good boxer. You know, when you look at him and Ron Garcia, you would think Frank Martin is more so like he's mentally more prepared for this moment and things like that, right? But as you watch that fight, you can see as the rounds go down, as the rounds went by, you can see Frank Martin actually losing that energy. I know Tom mentioned in the chat, you can tell he was getting tired, and then Tank was just sitting there like this. And then out of nowhere, when you can see Frank fatigue is starting to settle in, that's when Gervontae got really aggressive. And once he, you know, I forgot what that last round he knocked him out. That whole round, he was super aggressive, ultra aggressive the whole round. Once he got in the corner, it was night. So the one thing about Tank, he has the power, and people don't talk about this enough. His skill set. He's a really good boxer. You know, like normally when you get these knockout artists like Tank, they normally aren't great boxers. You know, Deontay Wilder, but you know, normally they're not great boxers. You either got one or the other, especially in this weight class. But in Tank's situation, he's a really great boxer, but with knockout power. So it's gonna be. I'm just curious to see who's gonna beat this dude, or he's gonna walk off undefeated. But it was a great fight by Tank. Shout out to him.
That's a good question, Joe. Dave?
Yeah, just like Joe said in the beginning of the fight, it made it seem like Frank was winning, but even if you pay attention to the fight, Tank was forcing him. He was walking to him the entire fight. He did not respect his power whatsoever. He was like, bro, I don't care what you're swinging. Nothing, none of that is affecting me whatsoever. And even though Frank was landing more punches, Tank was landing more power punches. Tank was really landing hits. Like in the 7th round, he landed 17 power punches. He landed 19 total in that round, and it was 17 power punches in the 7th round. And of course, in the 8th, when he caught him, he hit him with a cross in the left, and he hit him with an up, and then left him again. I was like, oh, that's it. And he went night. But what did we expect? Did we expect Frank to really win this fight? I don't think anyone really picked Frank to win this fight that I know. I expected Tank to win this fight. I said unanimous decision. I guess I was thinking that he was just gonna, you know, take his time. So this is his first fight in the whole year. You know, that's what I was thinking. But Tank was like, nah, I'm gonna end this in 8. And shout out to Tomo, because Tomo said knockout 7th or 8th round. So
yeah, no, that was scary.
Hey, Tomo, boy picked Frank.
Who picked Frank?
Your boy.
Not Pater, man.
Aaron Spence. Go ahead, my man. Go ahead. Sorry.
See. Now you got to do that. That's his fighter.
He did that for a payday, like Tank said in the presser.
He was for a check, brother.
He was there for a check. He knew Dago and Frank had no chance in that fight. He knew he had no chance in that fight. He was more so worried about his pockets. He was like, "Look, hey, I need you to at least take this 6 rounds, at least. Like, come on, just make it half the round. So I need this money, you know." No. I haven't really been anything since I fought Bud, and you know that didn't end well for me. So, you know, hopefully, you know, you can make it all 12 rounds, but you know, if not, then hey, either way, I get paid. You know, that's all that was about. No boxer thought that Frank was going to win that fight. I don't see how. What I'm more interested in
Well,
now is who's he gonna fight next.
there was some that said Sean Porter, that said Frank has a chance because of how elusive he is in the ring. Now, if he could turn Tank around, then he has a chance.
Mhm.
What I think Sean Porter didn't realize is that Tank was like, "Hey, bro, I don't care where you going. I'm gonna put the press on you," and that's exactly what happened in this fight. Like, of course, Frank was getting his combinations off, and that's normally what he do. He get his combos off, and then he'll lead to a knockout. But something just in Tank mind where he could just take pain, because Frank was hitting him. Like, it wasn't like he wasn't touching him. Like, he was literally getting through the guard and everything. His whole face, he had the cherry, as he would say. He had the cherry on his face. It should have been a strawberry, but hey, that it is what it is. Frank was there. I just think that that's something about that power and that IQ, the accuracy of the punches that come from Tank. I mean, one time when I was doing an episode of In the Red Corner, I was like, he was like, who's the most accurate boxer that's in the ring today? And I was like, Tank. And you can't deny it, because some of his knockouts don't even be that powerful. It's just the timing and the accuracy of where he hit you at that you got to go down. Like, that uppercut was just perfect timing. And then once he sat down in the ropes, granted, his coach told him don't get too comfortable, and he literally sat down in the ropes, and then it was just like,
he was like,
right.
thank you.
And it was over after that. Now I see Kevo in the comments talking about Shakur, and technically Shakur has the same speed that Frank has as far as like moving around the ring, and you just seen what Tank did with that. So imagine what he's gonna do with somebody of a Shakur status who can move just like, I'm just saying, the IQ is there. So for me, I mean, he just proved what I've been telling people for a minute. As long as Calvin is in his corner, Tank is going to be the best boxer out right now, outside of Bud, because Bud earned my respect. I pick Earl Spence, like not even saying that Bud didn't have my respect, but flat out, like, that boy bad. Now, when you talk about them two, I'm like, look, till somebody beat him, I'm not going against them. That's all you're gonna get from me with this one. And Frank, it was too early for you.
Then with the whole secure situation, right? I know y'all. I hear y'all say this on In the Red Corner. He doesn't have any leverage. Like he's too good of a fighter to have no leverage to take the fight, right? Like, it's like when you fight somebody that good, like Shakur, right? You want to build that up, true, right? Right, Tom, you want to build that thing up. You don't want to fight him where he's at right now, because he don't really. Does he have any signature fights? Like any fights that Shakur, like
Shakur, no.
Not really, so it's like he has to build you got to build that momentum for that fight versus
he was supposed to fight Frank.
Yeah.
He was supposed to fight Frank, and that fell through. That was to me, that was his chance to finally get up there to be like, all right, I done fought somebody now. Now y'all got to fight me. But now no one really has to. Devin Haney don't have to. Ryan Garcia don't have to. Tank don't have. No one has to.
Frank don't even got to fight him.
You don't. He got to build himself up.
And the way he's going about it too is kind of like he's trying to force his way in there, right? Yeah, it's like he calling people scared. Yeah, it's a business at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
I want to see Tank fight Loma. That's what I want to see.
Now that's funny because Ty said something about that, and he was like, maybe no, was it? I think Ricky said maybe 2 years from now. Me and Ty was like, nah, you don't want to do that 2 years from now. Loma already old, so you might want, if you want to fight him, now's the time. I mean, Loma gonna lose, but now's the time.
So, all right, that's good, man. All right,
boxing, man. Let's get to these shows.